So now let's talk about the indent feature. Now using indent feature, you can emboss one solid body on another solid body or on a surface. So here in this case, I have 7 different solid bodies. We have 6 egg-shaped bodies and then one plate here. Now I want to emboss all these egg shapes on this plate so that we have this kind of groove to hold all of these shapes. Currently, if I hide this pattern, the circular pattern, you'll see that we don't have anything here, no feature to hold these eggs. All right, so I'll just make it visible, and now I'll go to the indent feature, which is in Insert, Feature, and Indent. Now we need to start with the target body, and the target body is body where you want to create these holes. So I just want to create the hole, or maybe this embossing on this feature. So that's this one, this plate. All right, now select the tool body, and tool bodies are the bodies which you are going to use as a reference. So I want to use these bodies as references. So I'll just select all of these bodies, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so all of these bodies are now selected, and I have selected the top surface of this body. So basically it will just emboss the top surface. Currently there is no preview because of the size of emboss, which is 10 mm, kind of huge. So I'll just make it 1 mm and I'll press my tab key, and now you can see the preview here. So with that 1 mm thickness, this is the kind of emboss which we are going to get. Now since I selected the top plane, it is creating emboss on this side, but if you reverse it, it will create emboss on the other side of this thing. So if you select, instead of this one, maybe this face here like this, it will create an emboss right below this. So for all of these 5 eggs, it's going to create emboss above the plate, and here it will create it just below that. We don't want it, so I'll just delete this last selection, and I will ensure that it is also creating this embossed feature right here on top. All right, then we have a small parameter for clearance, and clearance is the gap between this embossed or the indented feature and the actual body which is being used as a reference. So here I'll just use a distance of 0.4 as the clearance value, and now there will be a tiny gap of 0.4 between the feature and the body. Now before we just see all the other options, let's just click OK and see what we have here now. All right, and this is what we get. Now it has created the indented feature, and if you just click on section and see the section view, you'll notice that we now have a tiny clearance as well. So this is what we are getting. So we have a 0.4 clearance and also 0.5 indent feature. So that's the 0.5 indent and a 0.4 clearance value, and it is just creating this indented feature. Let's hide the section view, and now I'll also hide the circular pattern. Also, maybe this revolve feature, I'll hide it, and now you can see the body here. So in this plate, it created these kind of holes. All right, let's bring back the circular pattern and also the revolve feature, and now once again I'll go to this indent and edit feature. Now instead of creating these kind of embossed feature, if you want to completely remove the features, then you can do that using this cut option. Select cut option, and now it will simply remove this part from all of these features. Not only that, it will also leave a clearance of 0.4 after removing that part. So there will be a tiny gap here. So I'll click OK just to show you what we are getting, and this is the kind of feature which we'll get. So of course we have these original feature, and it is removed completely. If you hide it, once again we have this kind of gap, and the clearance is also 0.4. So the size of this hole is 0.4 mm more than the actual feature which was used to create this thing. All right, I'll bring it back, and once again I'll go to the indent feature. Now I don't want to cut this feature, so I'll uncheck this option, and now let's talk about the keep selection and remove selection. Now so far we have selected the top faces here, and when you select the top face, the indent will be created on top face, and if you select this bottom face, indent will be created on bottom face. But if for whatever reason after selecting a face you want to create indent on the other side, then simply select remove selection, and this will remove whatever you have selected and create the indent on the other side. And that's what this is. So it is kind of like selecting the other face of this feature. So now the indent will be created on this bottom side, and it will remove the features from the top. So if I click OK now, this is the indent feature which we are going to get. Now if I hide the circular pattern and also the revolve, you're going to see this. So now the indented feature is created on the bottom side of this plate.